Hello Libra, and welcome to your reading for the weeks of October 29 through the 11th of November 2024. This is a reading if you're Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising, or have another significant Libra placement in your chart. If you're new to this channel, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. If you'd like to know more about my services, about my follow my Instagram account to see my daily live streams, please check the description box below for information about that. And I'm going to jump right into your reading because I want to try to be a little more efficient with these readings. They tend to kind of go on for a while, and I want to make sure I can fit everybody in. I usually do 6 readings a week if you're not familiar with this channel. So, and it's been a very, very busy weekend because all my weekends have been taken up with teaching. So I'm trying to make sure that I do this properly, but efficiently. So, okay, so let's just dive right in, Libra. We are using the Murray Hope's Way of Cartouche. We're using the Halloween Tarot this week because Halloween is happening this week. And we're going to have the Between Worlds deck as our extra oracle pull. Now, you seem to be very detached lately, and I think you're in the space where you want to take control of things. I mean, Emperor is somebody who is in control of their life, somebody who is motivated, somebody who is, needs to do things the way that they want to do them. So you may be detaching yourself from your feelings about other people, not allowing other people to maybe guilt you into do certain things, not making you feel like you are, not. This is a friendly but detached card, which definitely you're an air sign, so this makes a lot of sense here just naturally. But there may be this kind of polite, thanks, I've got it figured out kind of energy when this comes up. Emperor is Aries energy in the first house, so I think you are very correctly and appropriately focusing on yourself. You are working hard too. I mean, you've got Ta, which is the Capricorn energy in the house of Taurus. So I think you are trying to get things all sorted out with regard to your finances. You may be working hard. You could be doing a couple of jobs right now, or maybe you're just looking to find a structure for yourself that works. We're going to look at the workhouses over here because there seems to be some interesting changes going on there that we'll talk about. And yeah, but you do have the Two of Imps here. So just as I'm saying that, this is a card of the Two of Wands. This is a card of making change, of making decisions, of having to decide what you're going to do and which way you're going to go with something. So yeah, so it does seem like you are making some decisions. You're at a crossroads with regard to your finances, maybe what you want to spend your money on, maybe even how you're making money. So there definitely is that energy there. And yeah, your third house, you're walking away from something. You have Lotus. There's a lot here that seems to be around your peace of mind. Now, some of this might have to do with a relationship, okay? Now, when I say relationship, it could be a love relationship, but it could be a business partnership. It could be somebody else you've worked with. So it doesn't automatically have to be that. But it does seem to me that there's something that maybe that served you for a long time, but you've decided you need to walk away from it. We have the Eight of Ghosts, which is the Eight of Cups, and you see the person here turning their back and walking away. These little ghosts all look sad. In the Eight of Cups card, these are all the full and upright cups, but they're no longer appropriate to who this person is. So yeah, so far there just seems to be a lot. There seems to be decisions that you're making. You are moving into a space where you are going to be, where you've just decided that it's time for you to move on and take a new kind of a path. Again, even though this past path may have served you well. We are definitely in a time frame where we are letting go of what's comfortable, but what no longer serves us. It's very easy to let go of things that we're not comfortable with. But when it's something that we've always been kind of like, oh, but this has kind of worked well, this feels safe. It's time for us to be letting go of some of that as well. And with the Lotus card, there's no need to have any anxiety about it. Maybe there has been some anxiety about letting go. Okay, in the home sector, okay, now we have Horus here. Okay, so Horus generally indicates family harmony, okay? There could be an element of healing, though, with Horus as well. So if there has been hurt feelings with family members, you may be up in your head about this, actually, with this Eight of Bats, or Eight of Swords. So you may be overthinking a situation that has to do with home, your family, or even your security. Maybe that's why you are feeling like you need to make these decisions, or you need to make these changes, or break away from something. Because I feel like there's just something here around, this could have to do with your past, could have to do with your family. Could also have to do with, like I said, where you're living and what's going on with that as well. But there's just something here that I feel like mentally this is where you're stuck. There's something connected to your past or to your family, your ancestry, that's keeping you stuck. And but with Horus here, I mean, there's definitely, I don't know, I'm not necessarily seeing a family disharmony with this card, but there is a sense here that perhaps you, I don't know, there's something about it that's making you feel stuck. And Horus is also the card of breaking out and kind of being independent a little bit as well. So I feel like this is about you shining and kind of showing your true self. The strong Leo energy with this card about being observed and seen for the work that you do. But there's something about your past that holds you back, Libra. So so it's good to see this energy in the first house where you're saying, you know what, I'm detached. You're having all this energy of detaching. Eights are that point where we're getting close to the end of something, and it's like, okay, this is a time when we need to start thinking about things. Looking back at what we have. So there's either a fast movement going on, or we're somehow just getting ourselves stuck in the process as we're getting close to the end here. And so we have to decide what stays and what goes. Okay, let me look at your work houses here. So let's start with Virgo, which is the 6th house. Okay, you have 6 of Bats with the twins. So again, there's this energy of moving on from something, moving away from anxiety. Now you have the twins here, so I don't know if there's an anxiety about a relationship, about a work or working relationship, because Virgo does have to do with the service that we do to others and the work that we do for others. But there definitely seems to be a sense of moving on or moving away. We have it with the 8 of Ghosts here. We have this here. So I think there's something, I mean, this could be a business partnership, or this could just be, if you have what I'm going to call the 9-to-5 job. Obviously, it doesn't have to be 9 to 5, but there's a sense here that you are moving on from something. And if I look up here at the 10th house of career, you may be actually in a creative career here with Bast. Bast is sometimes music, art, dancing, things like that. Is sometimes the element of Bast in the 10th house. Really, whatever it is that you are creative with. This may have a lot to do with your personal creativity and originality, whatever it is that you do. But you have the 7 of Bats. So there's a sense here that maybe you feel like someone is stealing something from you, or sabotaging you, or working behind your back. There's definitely a sense of somebody not being above board here, and I have a feeling that has to do with what's going on down here. So there may be a situation where you're just kind of like, okay, do you feel like there's something here that you're not seeing, and it's not something that makes you particularly comfortable, and I think this is prompting a decision to move on and to move away from anxiety. So, and I'm just going to jump to the 7th house, your own house of Libra energy. Yeah, you've got Hathor. Hathor here, again, there's something here. Now, this could have to do with a woman specifically, but I also feel, I don't know why, I'm feeling like seeing Bast here and this here. I feel like this could have to do with somebody who works in fashion, or in some kind of a thing that has to do with beauty. I feel like, I don't know why I feel like that's important here. Or just something like that. Like, I feel like this is a partnership that's based on something that we tend to think of as very, very feminine. So this could have to do with the home sector. Maybe that's the family thing here. It could have to do with, so there could be this kind of, Hathor is this mothering, nurturing energy. It is also a very efficient and organized energy. But it also has to do with creativity of anything that is feminine in nature. And I feel like that may be, just seeing all this work stuff, that may be what the partnership's about. And the 10 of Bats indicates like you feel like there's a betrayal, like something's done. So yeah, I'm not feeling like this is a romantic relationship or a marriage. I'm feeling more like this is a work relationship. Something where you're deciding like, okay, I'm finished with this. And yeah, I'm seeing judgment here in the 8th house, which is like, waking up to something, again, making decisions. There's a decision that you're making. So this definitely has to do with work. This may have to do specifically with a specific person who you are working with. But we also have Urias here. So Urias reminds us that for whatever the situation is, you don't have all the information yet. There could be a little bit of a curveball, but Urias is not a negative curveball. It could be saying that you are perceiving things as worse than what they are. Okay, so Urias is saying, just be prepared to get information that's going to come in suddenly that you're not expecting, that may put you on a completely different course. And Judgment, yeah, there's this idea of some kind of a situation coming to an end. Now, certainly if there are people who are adversarial to you, Urias is also good news because it means outwitting your adversaries. If I look at your 12th house, which is where your self-doubt is, but also your imagination, yeah, you've got the Buckle of Isis and the Empress. Like there's something waiting to be born here. This is so interesting because this is a card of fertility. It's also a card of fidelity and whether or not someone is true or trustworthy to you. But the Empress is a card of, again, motherhood, of growth. We're seeing a lot of here around growth, around planting seeds. And as part of planting the seeds, I feel like this means you are disconnecting from people and situations that are toxic, where maybe you feel like you've been used, betrayed, or taken advantage of. This could be a family thing. This could be a work thing. It could be both. One could be influencing the other. But there's definitely a sense here of that this is Piscean energy, so this is a very fertile imagination. I think you've got some great things now that maybe you're not sharing with people, or you've just got certain things that are brewing that you're kind of keeping to yourself right now, which I think is a good thing because, yeah, right now it just seems like you need to work on emotional detachment and getting your ducks in a row and saying, no, I'm in charge here. I'm the one that's going to be doing the thing the way I'm going to do it, especially the others who are maybe trying to tell you how to do things. We do have the 5, yeah, and this is interesting. This is in the area of higher education, long distance travel, and also spirituality. So one of these areas could be affected here. Yeah, you have the 5 of bats. So again, there seems like there's a competition here. There's a jealousy. We have Earth here. So this is not an area, this does not suggest travel to me. Earth, again, to me, has the elements of both Hathor, the Empress, Buckle of Isis. Like you're trying to grow something, but you're feeling limited here. You're feeling limited. There could be jealousy. There could be competition with somebody. And I don't know. I'm feeling like if this is where you make your money, okay? Because what Earth tends to show up also in places where our finances. So this could have to do with spirituality. This could have to do with education, particularly higher ed, or maybe it's traveling for work or something like that. But whatever it is, there's some kind of a situation here where you feel like there's competition, there's jealousy, or maybe you just feel defeated by a particular situation or hemmed in. So that's interesting. But money does seem to be a factor here. So that perhaps is why you're making decisions about the kind of work that you're doing over here. So that's a rather interesting development that we're seeing here. But I definitely see you moving on from something because you feel constrained. And in some particular element, you feel betrayed. And there seems to be something rooted in the past with that. But the fact that the cartouche cards are so positive around this suggests to me that this is more like a past thing like a past habit or a past way of thinking that needs to be released. There's a lot here that just seems to say everything is going to be okay. But you may feel like but I do feel like there's certain associations that you're ending. Yeah, if we look at your Aquarian energy here, which is the 11th house, 11th house has to do with your friendships, your social networks, who you're involved with. Yeah, you're protecting yourself again. You have Anubis here. There's a sense of I need to keep my boundaries up. Not sure, who can I trust, who can I not trust kind of thing. But you also have the World, because the World has to do with being accomplished, with finishing a cycle. And this jives perfectly with both the 8 of Ghosts and the 6 of Bats. There's a lot here that just says certain people you've associated with and certain ways of doing things has come to an end. It's over. And you need to protect your own interests here. Okay, there's definitely, just in terms of seeing everything else that's going on around you, I feel like it's more about who are you and what is it that you want to do versus maybe what other people are telling you. So I feel like this is a successful conclusion to something, though. Like you've achieved something that's really, really great. But, you've achieved it and now you can move on to the next thing. Now Anubis is here, 6 of Bats is here. I'm not sure if, like I said, I'm seeing restrictions on travel right now, but I do wonder if this does mean literally moving on, like, I don't know, like moving out of a home situation or moving away. Like maybe there's a sense that you feel like you need to break ties or get away from something. So whether that has to do with home and family or whether that specifically has to do with a job. Now this is interesting. Your 11th house of creativity and love affairs, you have the 3 of Pumpkins with fire. So this actually suggests kind of the opposite of a lot of this. This seems to be an opportunity to be recognized. This is you being impassioned and inspired. That completely fits in with the Empress and the Buckle of Isis here. So something really seems to inspire you. This can also be a love affair where there's a lot of passion or a lot of interest. But the fact is, with the Three of Pentacles suggests to me that this may be more about something you're doing, something you're creating, something that you're doing. It could be, could be a project, could have to do specifically with your work. And this is being recognized for your work. Like, I feel like you're on fire. Like, whatever you are creatively, you're on fire. But I feel like right now you're feeling like, okay, I'm on fire and I'm doing things and I'm worried about other people stealing from me, or I'm worried about other people doing things that are, that are not above board. So yeah, I mean, just the fact that I'm seeing this, like by itself, if I saw this with more positive cards, I'd say, oh yeah, you're about to collaborate with somebody on a creative project or something, or maybe there'd even be a love affair growing out of a collaboration. But the fact that I'm seeing it, but I'm seeing this absolute end over here with the Ten of Swords, or Ten of Bats as they call it here, I don't know. I mean, this, to me, there seems to be, you're Libra. So Libra tends to be a very relational sign. You like to work with others. You're very keenly aware of relationship to others. It's 7th house energy. But I feel like that's coming to an end. Like something connected to you, your work, your family. You are figuring out how to do this on your own. And that may be part of the lesson, because oftentimes whatever we're born into, we have to kind of learn the opposite in the other half of our lives. Now, the opposite of Libra is Aries. So Aries is about taking initiative and doing it your own way. So I feel like that's kind of what's happening here. You're letting go of people who you feel don't have your best interest. And yeah, you have, this is interesting because you have Nephthys in the center of your reading. And Nephthys is about, there's a lot yet that still has yet to be revealed. So I think right now, I think it may also be telling you not to make a whole lot of final decisions right now, because you want to make sure you have all the information. It may be that you also want to move ahead with things, and for whatever reason, the time is not right yet. Now, we are in a rather tumultuous period of time right now. So, to be a matter of seeing what that is. And yeah, you've got the Five of Imps with the Eight of Pumpkins. So 8 of Pumpkins, there's you, hard at work, right? You're the expert. You're the person who knows what you're doing. You're the person people go to. But you have this 5 of Wands energy. This is everybody else trying to tell you how to do it, or trying to be in competition with you, or trying to, turn this into maybe a game that you don't really want to turn it into. You just want to do your work, right? So interesting, Libra. It does feel like you are really trying to pull away from the court of public opinion and focus more on what is important for you, okay? And what you're moving away into something else. There seems to be a creative element to this. There seems to be a family element to this. And there also seems to be something connected specifically to a job for some people. So let's see what the Between Worlds Oracle has to say for you. Okay, so 3 cards popped out. Actually, there's a whole bunch of cards that popped out, but these 3 actually came over, so I think these are the ones. And this is a beautiful little deck. We've got Trepidation, okay? We've got the Valley of Knowledge, and we've got Guidance, okay? So let me tell you what these 3 mean. Trepidation, this is a fairly new deck for me, so, but it's very interesting. A nervous yellow bird ventures into unknown territory. There is self-doubt around a perceived threat. Okay, yeah, there we go. Some outside powers incite real danger, but sometimes the actual threat is a self-limiting belief. Can you tell the two apart? Yes. Can you look directly in the source of fear and give it a name? It might be wise to gather support. So, right, the question, yeah, there's the separation there. That's an excellent point. How much of this is more your own fears, maybe based on past experience, or how much, how do we separate intuition from anxiety, right? How do we separate the feeling that, that something, if we think something might not be quite right, are we feeling that way because we had a past experience and we're fearful of the experience repeating? Or is that our intuition talking? So it's a matter of trying to distinguish between the two. We then also have the Guidance card. And that says, on whose shoulders do you stand? This card may refer to the presence or arrival of a specific teacher, mentor, or guide. Can you receive their support? It otherwise might call you into one of these roles yourself. Okay, yeah, so we've got this 8 of Pumpkins here. See this as a reciprocal act. Service to another is service to a larger whole of which you are a part. Okay, so, again, that 3 of Pumpkins, maybe there is somebody who's going to be able to help you out here. But right now I'm seeing like this is more about you learning to rely on your own inner guidance and relying on yourself is what I think. Or there may be others who are looking for your advice. Because I think you know more than you give yourself credit for. So let's look at the Valley of Knowledge card. The journey of the Valley of Knowledge starts with a pointed, practical knowing. This card suggests a time of skill building and working towards mastery. Yep, we got Ta energy here, right? There's a call to maintain a discipline and dexterity to thrive in this material world. But this valley is also an illusory one, for the soul needs no school. It's a mapless journey. Learn to trust your own wild path. Okay. So yeah, you have the knowledge of something, but this is not about you having to, just do it the way everybody else has done it, okay? You need to kind of figure out your own, map your own path here. And I think that's what you're being called to do here. I think you have kind of done things for a long time the way other people have told you to do them, or the way you feel you have to do them, or you have to follow other people's rules and limitations. And this seems to be telling me that no, the time for that is over. It's time to develop that other side of the Aries Libra axis and kind of step into your own power. So I hope this reading was helpful, Libra. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about future videos, because I do more than tarot readings on this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.